can I have a girlfriend? That was the question I asked my dad. But before I tell you his answer, let me explain why I had to ask that question in the first place. Because this is actually a love story that God saved me from. It all started when I was in primary 4. One day, my elder brother made a statement that stayed in my mind. He said he would never have a girlfriend until he finished his education. When he said that, something happened in my heart. I didn't just hear it, I accepted it. Right there, I made the same promise to myself. I told myself that I would never have a girlfriend until I finished my education. At that time, it felt easy. I was still young, and it didn't seem like something that would ever be tested. But things began to change when I got to secondary school. In JSS 2, there was one of my classmates that I became very close with. Our bond was something special. We became best friends in school. The connection we had was so strong that it almost felt inseparable. Interestingly, we were not even seatmates, but somehow we were always around each other. We talked, laughed, and spent time together almost every day. And before I realized it, that friendship had become something very special. By the time we got to JSS 3, something had changed. The bond we shared slowly began to turn into feelings. I started to like her, and it seemed like she liked me too. But I wasn't completely sure, so I decided to find a way to know the truth. In our class, there was a question and answer game we usually played. Someone would write questions on a piece of paper and give it to another person to answer. So I asked one of my closest friends to help me. I told him to write some questions and give them to her. But inside those questions, I asked him to include one very important question. Who do you have feelings for? About 1 or 2 weeks later, the answers came back. And from the way she answered the questions, I found out something that changed everything. She said she had feelings for me. Now the situation became real, because I had always been someone who wanted to keep my word, the promise I made to myself about not having a girlfriend until I finished my education. But at the same time, I truly felt that my feelings for her were genuine. So I decided to ask my dad. I asked him, "Dad, can I have a girlfriend?" And his response surprised me. He said, "It depends on how I see it. Mind you, my dad is a pastor." I thought about what he said. I didn't fully understand what he meant, but the way I interpreted it was that the decision was left to me. So I decided to go ahead. One day in school, I invited her to a classroom, but when the moment finally came, I became very shy. I couldn't ask the question directly. So instead, I gave her my phone number and told her to call me later. My plan was simple. When she called me, I would ask her out. That day, I went home waiting for the phone call. Morning passed, afternoon passed, evening passed, but the call never came. I became very angry and confused. The next day when I went to school, I went straight to meet her to ask what happened. That was when she told me something that shocked me. She said she actually tried to call the number I gave her, but every time she called, someone else picked up the phone. Not me. She said whenever the phone rang, it was an Abokia Hausa man who answered the phone. That was when I realized something unbelievable. I had given her the wrong number. And at that moment, something clicked in my mind. I knew it was God. It felt like God was telling me, "Not yet, because how do you make a mistake with your own phone number?" And even after that time, whenever I tried again later in life to have a girlfriend, it still didn't work out. 3 times. Don't judge me, please. But over time, I began to understand something very important. God is very interested in who I will eventually date. He is protecting me. He is guiding me. And He is making sure that when the time comes, I will not regret the choice I make later in life. Sometimes when things don't work out the way we planned, it's not rejection. Sometimes it's God saying, "Not yet."